Welcome back to Star Wars Cinema Crew. And we're here to talk about Obi-Wan Episode 4 to do a spoiler review of that. Of course, I'm back with the Cinema Crew usuals. My man Josh Waring. What's going on, Josh? And the guy himself, hashtag main games. What's up, man?
What's up, everybody? Good to be back finally. I'm no longer on a phone or iPad or other tablet. I am back. PC is here. I am good to go. Man, it feels so good to be back, y'all. How y'all doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Good.
Excited to talk about this episode,
Yes,
but
sir.
and to get into it. So we start off episode 4, man. Right, we left off episode 3. Obi-Wan was all saved by Taylor, and he was burnt up a little bit. So of course, where do you go? We hurt the Bacta tank and all Star Wars, just like our man Boba Fett. This was always in, and and we get the dichotomy of him and Anakin both in the Bacta tank at the same time and having these experiences. So Josh, how do you feel about that whole scene, man?
I thought it was very powerful. I also thought it was very interesting that you used Anakin as opposed to Lord Vader.
Well, because it's Anakin right in the tank, right? I mean,
Oh no, he is Vader. He's
okay.
all the way in. He has the Mamba mentality about being Darth Vader.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, full method.
How'd you feel
But
about that?
absolutely to your question, Mike, it
I'm
totally
sorry.
reminded me of Raylo, right, in the
Oh
newest
yeah.
trilogy where they have that Force connection. So they're trying to, I don't know if I would call it retcon, but trying to use it more with more traditional fundamental characters, so it's more accepted going forward. So I thought that was strategic, and it made sense because if you have such a connection in the Force with someone who you consider like a brother, right, family member, then of course, whenever that person becomes awake, then you're going to have that connection to him. So I thought it was interesting that Obi-Wan, once he realized that connection, because he was monitoring it before. So once he realized that he was in the box the king, he was like, "Oh, I'm vulnerable, got to get out." So I thought that was very strategic by the general.
Man, how you felt about that whole?
Man, Josh said everything I wanted to say. That's it, man. I feel the same way, and I believe also it just did well to see. The thing is, I think that people are I don't know if people are catching on to it, but I'm understanding how they're still playing into that PTSD. He still has it's still
Mm-hmm.
very much a part of who he is and his character. And the fact that he started to panic like that and everything like that, like also, which we'll see later on, another clue as to why. But he was in a space that was when he realized he was in the confined space. And it was another thing that he didn't like. And he just started panicking, and they handled all that real well. But in addition to that, man, I echo everything that Josh said, man, 100%.
Yeah, and they even show scenes of their fights, while they're
Mm-hmm.
both in that Bacta tank
Yes,
as
sir.
well. And then, like you to what you said, man, he panics and has to get out. And even though he's not fully healed yet, because he just got in there, he's got to get out. And eventually tells Taylor that he has to go save Leia, obviously. Then we get the other side of it. We start to see what is it called? Inquisitorius, something like that.
Something
The
like that.
yeah, the Empress Inquisitorius, the place
There we
where the
go.
Inquisitors stay at, obviously. And we see your favorite character, Reva, and she's interrogating little Leia. Now, this was actually a lot of the episode, this interrogation, but I mean, you can talk about it all if you want to. May, how you feel about the interrogation between Reva and Layla?
You know what? If I could say one thing about it to sum up my thoughts about it is that I like they had really good chemistry. I honestly think that they worked really well together, and I think that Leia was uh, in some parts playing with Reva, and Reva was kind of getting frustrated. But her being an adult, like the dynamic between the villainous adult and the young apprehended held hostage child who knows a little more than even Reva knows and has other things to offer than Reva doesn't even know about. Like it worked well together. And it was just like, oh my God, like I'm so scared. But then she'll turn around and be like, but I'm still not telling you anything. You know what I mean? Like it was that kind of dynamic was super dope. And I enjoyed that sequence a lot. Really good chemistry.
All right, and before you go, Josh, we got a superstar in the building. Here he is, Mr. E
Oh,
Money.
okay,
Yo, what's
Darth E.
going on, gentlemen?
my
Yeah.
man, my man got them Usher Raymond glasses on.
Oh,
the
letting it
Reaver
burn like Obi-Wan, huh?
shit. Yeah,
I see you. I see you.
That man got the Birdman song.
Yeah, he over there like.
Right. Is we finished? Is we done?
He like
All
for
three
all
of y'all.
three of them, right?
All three, y'all.
You heard me?
What's up, gentlemen?
What's
going
up,
on,
brother?
man?
We sitting here talking about Obi-Wan episode 4, of course. I like the shirt too, bro.
Oh yeah,
both as well. Yeah, representing. I see.
representing.
But
What size is that, B?
Hey,
I ain't too far from you now, homie.
Yeah, I know you about to take my shit. Oh man, you about to take my shit. Y'all about to let him do this?
My bad, y'all. My bad. But I like that shirt. Holler at me later.
Oh, hold on, A. Here we go.
Right?
Yeah.
word.
Shit, I
The
feel like
four
Vader with these
shades.
shits on.
What's going on, Urban World?
As soon as I put them on, I said,
Yeah, he in the building too.
Chat, what's good, everybody?
Listen, A, we were talking about your homegirl, your favorite character, Reva.
yeah, Reva.
Oh
My
Lord.
baby.
and her interrogation with Leia. What do you think about all that right there?
Oh man, she did good. What you talking about?
I ain't saying nothing yet. We talking about
Look, bro. Look, it wasn't no force parkour in this one, dog. So we silent today.
Oh, we solid today? Oh, all right. So we all liked how she was moving today.
I ain't
She
gonna say
did
that.
good. Oh man, what she do now?
Hey, man.
Okay, I mean, I just I didn't feel. I didn't go yet, but Maine thought it was the chemistry was good between Leia and Reva.
Yeah,
I kind of didn't feel like the chemistry was good between Leia and Reva. I thought those scenes were for me like I won't say cringy, but they were just like hard to get through. I will say.
Okay,
I don't know. It might not be Reva. It could be I don't think they work well together, right? So I don't know if it's just like those two. Reva and Leia.
I feel like every scene. Oh, go ahead. My fault.
I think it was that stiff ass ponytail. To be honest,
Y'all
that's still
stay
bothering
calm.
me. That's
She
still
has
bothering
the
me.
force. If I put wave grease and I got the force, I'm gonna go lay my shit straight down. No wave cap.
Listen, everybody can't work with a child actor, and I don't know if they work well together.
Dog, if you got braids and your hair don't do this, like I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, bro. If you turn and your stuff stay like this the whole time, you bend your head. Nah, man. That's just me, man. That could have, right. You know what I'm saying? That could have been why that scene was. Maybe that threw off Big Mike. I think it was that. I think that got in the way. That's what I think.
But go ahead. I'll get to mine later. What would you think, though, bro?
I feel like she puts her heart in every scene, man. She really does. She puts her. But
is that always good
scene.
though?
Yes, as an actress, yes. I want to believe you every time. I don't want you to fall back because the other actors don't know how to keep up with you. That's her problem.
That's her problem. All right, Josh, how you felt about the interrogation between?
I have to agree with Maine. I mean, of course, we can always recast with better actors, and it'll be a better scene. But what the scene represented, I thought that was great because it totally reminded me of the parallel between, again, Reylo, when Kylo Ren he's doing a little bit too much. He's trying to overcompensate. Reva's doing it here in the same scene. So to me, I'm seeing that character development for her.
My fault, John. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Also, I like how they're showing the subtle aspects of how Leia uses the Force in interrogations. I thought that was great.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I will say that. Yes, absolutely. That was good. And then even Reva was like, hey, you strong.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need y'all to break down that Jurassic Park scene for me. Because that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the mosquito trapped in the amber. When I saw all them with them.
He's talking about in the other scene of the Jedi, but we didn't get there yet.
Okay.
I got you. All right. Yeah. So I mean, they start with that. Then we get they go back to Obi-Wan, and he meets O'Shea's character.
I'm mad as hell about that. I got cheated.
Oh, you wanted Quinlan Ball? Okay.
Yeah, right. I wanted to see O'Shea.
I don't even know who his character is. I don't know who I guess he's a new character. I guess. But
Apparently, one of his wife or partner is probably one in the Amber. One of the.
Yeah, they
That's
had
what
the
I was
force.
thinking. That one girl was his wife in the Amber. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he Obi-Wan, General Kenobi at this point, at this moment, he talks them into letting them use the ships, stuff like that, and they make up a plan to go save Leia again at this point. So, and we start to see, I guess, the rebels, how they kind of come together in different aspects. So, Josh, how you feel about all this stuff right now?
Again, I think it's great world building because you have such potential here to take Star Wars in a wonderful direction. So now we legitimately have a chance to see people like Luke Skywalker in his own series because of this. So this
Right.
is I like how they're getting into the intricacies within the main saga because there's so much, just like in Marvel, as E says all the time, just in the comic books, there's so much content that is being underutilized, and then for them to use it the right way, I think they're doing the right way from what I'm seeing on Disney Plus. So they just need to stick the landing in the movie, and just like that, Star Wars is back because it's all about being in the movies. So they're earning their way back to that blockbuster, the same type of feeling you had. I'm reminded of things like Stranger Things, where the original Star Wars was such a cult classic in the 80s. So once they get that momentum back, the energy back, that's the spark of the revolution.
I think it showed more how bad they need a movie, but we're on the same path. I think they do need a
Yeah.
movie,
They do need a
overall.
movie though. Yeah, they do.
Main, just the rebels or General Kenobi and talking O'Shea's character and trying to talk him into helping him at that point. How you felt about the whole scene, bro?
You know what? There was, and I don't know. It's kind of weird because my opinion on it kind of like varies up until the point to where he hasn't decided anything yet. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so leading up to that point, it really showed a lot of what was at stake and what was going on, and how far Kenobi's willing to go with what he's trying to do, and how like he really does not. Like, he'll sacrifice himself if need be. Whatever needs to be done, he'll do that. And if other people are willing to join, great. But it's like if you have resources, why not use them collectively? But if you won't, then fine. Give me access to it. I'll do it
I'm sorry.
myself. But
My fault.
he really wants to save Leia, and he's really duty bound and driven by his
I
duty
did too.
as a Jedi, and it really showed. And I enjoyed the way that they portrayed that, and the writing basically let him be seen as a person who at all costs he'll get his job done, regardless of how he feels about it, regardless of PTSD, regardless of any other things going on in his life. His job and his duty is to those two children, and I admire that a lot.
How you felt about the plan, O'Shea, all that stuff, that whole scene right there?
Man, I was pissed off about O'Shea, man, because I really, first of all, O'Shea, when you go into that woman comments sitting up there supporting her, don't
Yeah.
make it seem like you about to be some big character moment where we gonna be like, ah, yeah, I didn't even get I didn't feel none of that. I felt like that was a waste. I feel Chloe on that. That was a damn waste. How dare you play with us like that,
I
man?
think they reserved
Oh,
that for his dad.
yeah, right. Yeah, I bet his dad probably would be a Jedi before him. But I don't know. I felt I was a little pissed, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little pissed seeing that he was talking about how his wife got taken and all that. So you just another coward hiding with the rebels.
um, I felt like I agree with you on as far as like him teasing the character and not
Right.
like
Why? Yeah.
it being what we thought it might be. But that's also marketing, right? So, especially for other people. But I did what I liked seeing was kind of like what Maine was saying, like even with the PTSD, even with everything he's going through, he went back into General Kenobi mode to save, Leia. And
Yeah, he went back to ruthless. I like that.
yeah,
I
and it's
I, I
almost
like to see
like
him on point.
at that point, if you in the prequel, especially the prequels, he was
Right.
real like strategic general. Like I'm
Cold.
gonna do this, that, and that, and
Yep.
this is this is what I'm gonna do and stuff like that. And that's how it kind of came to me. A little bit of that at that point. And then the plan though is for her to use her, the fact that she's with the Empire to get in there and to help Obi-Wan get in by sneaking in. He gonna do his underwater move there at the same time, and she's gonna
Woo.
talk to them. Well, she's talked to the one of the other ones about getting in and stuff like that. She's able to get him in and stuff. And and they're interrogating her, but she's able to get through. And then we see him, and he's talking. He sees the probe droid, but then we see stormtroopers come by, and we see him use the Force, and he does the Jedi mind trick mentally. So, Josh, up until that point, man, how'd you feel about that, bro?
I thought this was great. And for me, it was great pacing in terms of the duration of the series, because you can't shoot your wad in the first 2 or 3 or 4 episodes. Can't do that. You gotta let it slow burn. So for me, this entire sequence going forward, it reminded me of training camp, but not for a rookie, someone like a Tom Brady. Like, he's gonna come back and take it serious. He's gonna dial in, but he doesn't need to come back as soon as the rookies, because he's already there. So like Obi-Wan's level of Jedi mastery is going to be, for me, at a not the GOAT level, but in the of that ilk. He's sitting at the same table. So for me, it was training camp for him to get back to that, because of course they're setting up the big bad between him and Vader again.
Right.
See, how you felt about him finally using the Jedi
All right,
Matrix,
so
stuff like that?
I loved all of that except for, I feel like when you do Star Wars and you're in water and he's swimming, I feel like he should have had a problem down there too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always some kind of big creature trying to get you, to eat you, to put, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they missed the opportunity for that, to make the episode a little bit longer, and to see Obi-Wan go through that. Everything else I agreed with. I loved him with the droid. I loved him making the glass crack. And
we'll get there. We'll get there.
I thought we got there. Oh my God.
Nah.
Slow it down, buddy. Slow it down, buddy.
All right, let me see.
He got the shades on today. He's a little excited today, I guess. He in that superstar mode.
Right. He got the shades on. Can't tell where the pace is gonna be. Exactly. That's where you at right now. Exactly.
Shades on, waves on.
The stiff ones, the force ones.
Man, how you felt about it until that point? I'm using the Jedi mind trick.
Well, aside from my boy E wearing the Force bands, but I feel like, let me go back a little bit. O'Shea, man, made me mad.
Right.
Because here's why he made me mad. We went up to the point to where he was talking about agreeing. I'm just take it back a little bit. He went through all of that and then said, "Fine, if you want me to help, I help." You did all that talking about the whole your wife and all this stuff, and then you made all these pouting faces and all this grieving and all this stuff for you to turn around and say, "I'll help." What the hell? Like that right there made me mad for real, because we went through all that dialogue, and I'm thinking he about to tell him no. He really was like saying, "Okay, you know what? No, I've seen what the Empire's done. I've been through all this. I know what it feels like. I lost my wife. I lost all that stuff. Yeah, I'll help."
Right.
What? But I was like, okay, I'll let that go. Moving on to the scene that you're talking about ahead. I think that it was really cool how I've never seen anybody really, like, not in recent Star Wars shows or anything like that or movies, where they really kind of went with the double agent or just like the spy kind of thing like that. So I thought that it was really dope to see somebody saying, okay, listen, I'll get you in. I'll do all this stuff. I don't know how she got the clearance. I don't know how she got all the stuff she got, but she somehow got it. And I thought it was dope how they utilized not only her skill set, but like you were talking about Obi-Wan, he's getting back into the saddle again. You know, the training camp, and he's getting back in the groove of things. He did the Force thing where he caught Leia. That was the last we pretty much saw. After that, it's been like, okay, well, when we gonna see some more Force power? We're gonna see some more Force power. So they starting to say, we got y'all. We're going to let this happen, and we're going to see what kind of other things that Obi-Wan has in his back pocket, in his arsenal. So I thought that was dope. But I will also agree with E. There could have been some kind of underwater little scuffle to make things, interesting. Because in Star Wars, you got some monster battle. They had it in Boba Fett. They had it in The Mandalorian. Right. You have this thing where the camera pans over to something else in between, and then
tries to get you, right.
There's some kind of fight that ensues on the way down there. So I think that was something that could have been done well too. But that leaving that aside, I thought that they're mixing up a lot of their skill sets together to really work together to infiltrate and save Leia. Like, you're starting to see everybody really starting to put their resources and their know-how together to figure out a way to extract this kid.
Okay, and Then after that, what he was talking about earlier, we see Obi-Wan, and he does get to this room with all the dead Jedi, and how they're definitely keeping them as
Woo.
trophies, and like kind of like Jurassic Park, like you said, a little bit looks like. But yeah, you see
Dino DNA.
several Jedi's that are there. Like,
no, what's it called? No, what is it? No, at no expense.
right.
Respect, no
Right.
expense.
Yeah, it's very no expense.
So no,
Uh.
let me go to May here. May, how you felt about that scene there, bro?
It was kind of, unsettling a little bit, man.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I think especially as a parent, when it got to the kid,
Yeah.
like that got me. Like these are literally trophies to remind everybody who's on that side, right? To remind everybody on that side, this is what we are willing to do. This is how far we're willing to go. And if you're not sure, if you feel like you having a problem, this is a reminder that if that's the case, this can be your ass too. Like it's man, that messed me up. I thought it was just gonna be adults. When they showed that kid, that got me. And I was like, they are willing to do anything to hunt these Jedi down. It don't matter what. And that kind of that got to me. That got to me. But Obi-Wan still pressed forward and did his thing. But even him, like it took him back too. Like, geez, I know who I'm dealing with, but damn, like that. And it put a lot of things in perspective. It added more weight to the mission. And he was like, at that point, it was like, okay, I got to get her ass out of here fast. And it added that pressure, and it added that driving plot device to make sure that we get this done at all costs.
Since you want to talk about it a lot, how you felt about that, bro?
Man, listen, it messed me up at first because I'm like, damn, are they dead or alive? Like, I don't even know if they could be unthawed or not. I'm not sure. But to see that youngling in there with the helmet, knowing Reva comes from that, she gone. She dark. She gone, man. I don't. I hear y'all saying she can probably
The girl
come back,
going bad, she gone forever.
She
That's
gone
it.
forever. They gotta live with the fact they did
I
her
did you
wrong forever.
right?
For real. I was looking at that. I said, ho. Oh, she about to put Leia in that too. She gone. She's basically Vader without the cybernetics, man.
For real.
For real. To do that, yeah, you got no heart. You got no love.
Josh, how you like that visual? What do you think about that whole room he was in?
Oh yeah, I thought that was great. It reminded me of a trophy room, right? A display case. So we see
Right.
in the upper levels, you see the lightsabers very elegantly portrayed, or
placed.
put off, placed. Absolutely, thank you, brother May. So then you have, to Main's point, the unnerving, environment, but it's necessary. This is the Sith we're talking about. So this is another aspect that I know I personally will love, but I feel like most Star Wars fans want to see. They want to see more of the dark side. What is the mentality, right? What is the corporate culture, and what is that trophy room essentially saying? You will only ascend when you capture a trophy, and it's mounted here in our hall of fame, right? Because if you want to be down with us, you got to be catching, killing Force sensitive people.
What's your quota looking like?
Get the better. They exactly
right.
It's just like a sales team, right? Who gets the biggest bonus? How many Jedi did you get this month?
Whoever got that alien looking.
You know what's crazy, Josh?
There.
They probably got to bring back, like, if you bring back a lightsaber, it's like you get half the points. If you bring back the whole body, you get the whole points.
Exactly.
Probably you probably get the points of the saber and the kill.
Right. Exactly.
Imagine the points of finding a rebel base.
Yo.
Yeah,
which could tie into what we could tie into also. That also could be in the back of Reva's mind as well. That incentive as well.
Yeah,
but you know what I thought? I thought some of them could be alive.
Yes, I agree.
And that could be how it came back. Palpatine in the sequels using that,
I thought he came back. I thought he came back from bad writing, but you might be right.
I mean, yeah, you're right about that. He came back because, as I always say. But but let's get another opinion on this. Let's ask Mrs. Chloe Diz. What's going on, Chloe?
What's
going on?
So I can't have my camera on today. because I'm not feeling well. Like my
That's
face
all
all
good.
swollen up. But hey guys.
Hey.
I was like, when I saw E Money come on with the shades, I was like, hold up, maybe I have to do that too.
look close said if my man E can do it, come on, why can't I?
But yeah,
So,
so
Chloe, well,
I'm
you've
here.
been hearing us. So, what do you think about the episode, and what are some of your highlights there? On that?
Yes, I was contributing a little bit in the chat,
I
but I
saw,
was like,
yeah.
I gotta hop on. I was like, Josh, I don't know, I low key gotta get on here. So let me look at my notes. So number one, O'Shea, what the heck? What the heck? What the hey, O'Shea? Number
What the
one,
heck?
Right.
first and foremost, like I was so disappointed, especially since it was such a build up. Like there was when what's her name, when Reva was like, you know, dealing with her racist fan base, right? I'll say, or anti fan base, whatever you want to call it, because any
Right.
publicity, good publicity, right? So anyway, I
Right.
was like, oh, because O'Shea was like, oh, if they hate her, they gonna really hate me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like really expecting a wow moment, and
Right.
it was a wow moment, but not a good wow moment for me because like I feel like O'Shea is the better version of Ice Cube, and he was
What?
looking, yes,
Nah,
Wait,
as
what?
far as no, like as far as like being a character, I think so too. Ice Cube don't have
yes,
this. He never had the shape or the height for being some of them characters that he played.
yes, I
And O'Shea
agree.
got it. O'Shea got it. So O'Shea should be able to do that. But like she said, O'Shea cheated us, man.
He,
O'Shea, I want my fade, yo. Want my fade, homie.
The O'Shea in this show is fact. He was definitely a disappointment. O'Shea better than Ice Cube. That's blasphemy. But I'll
no,
let,
I mean like
No,
he's
not better. Just
not
like
better.
action wise, yeah.
He's a better looking version of his father. Like he's like it's like if you have a kid, your kid's supposed to be like the better version of you, right? Like
Right.
Ice Cube made, you know, he passed his genes down and he made a better version of himself physically. And in this show,
I can see. I see what she's saying.
I
Yeah,
was
because
like,
yeah,
who the heck is this man? Who's this
yeah.
man? He like a washed up dad. Okay. He looked like
Let me
he
go ahead
looked
and turn my camera off. Give me a second. Watch the dance.
like I'm sorry. Like I felt like he should have
he was a
been
rebel. He's rebels. They
when I
look all beat up and shit.
Nah, when I think rebel, I think of like Michael B. Jordan and like Killmonger. Like he's a rebel.
Oh,
O'Shea looked washed up, like, yo, they stole my wife, and I started
So
eating.
essentially, what Chloe is saying, she wanted Quinlan Voss. That was.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted Quinn LaVoss too. Shit, I wanted that.
I don't know. I was sad about that. I was like, I
He
looked
over here
at
got a
Josh.
damn jacket on. I don't even think his arms was in the sleeves. Like he's
Listen,
just chilling.
I didn't even hear his dialogue because I was so distracted. I'm not even like I was like, Josh, who? I was like, what? I know he was mad because I was talking, but I had to say something. I had to say something like
O'Shea, that was some good catfish, man. Run my fade, homie.
catfish. I agree. And that's my first point. And my second point is, and I'm sure, we're actually at that point in the conversation. I was gonna put hashtag Jurassic Park shooting, like the
Right.
guy. Hashtag T-Rex with the shotgun. Hashtag yellow amber.
Definitely.
Well, it's the same production company, so they actually have they have the copyright and the trademark to do that. They do that with E.T., Jurassic Park, Star Wars. They always intertwine.
Yes, so
Spielberg and Lucas. So
yes, so I appreciated that. We're talking about the tomb situation going on.
Yeah, tombs. Yeah, yep.
I thought it was pretty cool. Like I didn't get the eerie. I guess maybe because I'm not a parent, but I didn't get that eerie, like, oh my God, there's a child in the tomb. It was just like, oh, this is ill. Like they really don't care. They like anybody can get it. They had creatures in there. They had all types of people in there. I guess that was his wife.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought so.
That was in tomb, but I thought that was a pretty dope scene. And especially when he was like, oh snap, this is a tomb. And these are my friends.
That means they was dead, right? So that means they were dead. If it's a tomb, they're dead.
But also, just like you, E-Money said about the Jurassic Park theme, whatever going on, they probably have them entombed like that so they can use their DNA for like cloning or something.
Oh, for sure.
Even
that'd be smart.
that makes it even cooler because it's like, yo, you like if you see a clone out there, he might think it's actually the Jedi that he knows, but it actually is a clone of them and they're actually dead. So I think that was pretty cool.
Okay.
And before I go back, Chloe, how did you feel about the interrogation between Reva and Leia during that whole time?
I think it was the least cringy I was about Leia. Like this whole season, I was like, oh, Leia's just like she need a spanking, she need a timeout or something. Put that little girl in timeout. Give her time in the cool down corner. But like I thought it was the least cringy moment of her for me. And then Reva was more like she's just consistently cringy to me up until this point. So I'm just waiting for that feeling to change.
You know, to me, they never give her backstory. Really, that's a problem. I think that will help so much.
I mean, they're
Reva's.
Yeah.
I mean, we again. I think the youngling with the visor on from literally Revenge of the Sith. He's literally that kid. That's what it's supposed to be. So to me, we're seeing we can see the beginning and the end as the present of her backstory. Mm-hmm. So let them fill it in. If she is going to get her own show, clearly there's going to be some type of reveal to be like, oh,
yeah.
She's getting her own show.
If she get her own show, I'm with it. I'm watching.
Of course, E-Money, he gonna be like, you gonna sign up for the
Yo, you know what's crazy? I watched Ambulance again over the weekend, yo. I seen her in there. I was like, yo, she's so different in that Ambulance movie.
Right, so different in that. I told you.
Is she good in the Ambulance movie?
She's better than me, Ambulance, than she is in this, honestly.
Nah, see, I like her more in Star Wars than Ambulance.
And Ambulance, she plays her part. Like, she's like this mom who's like, you know, whatever, over her husband. But this movie, anyway.
Wait, hold on, Big Mike. Hold on. So is it the writing or is it her actual performance? Because if it was the same line delivered by someone else, are you saying it would be better?
No.
I think it's her. I think it's the writing. I don't think it's her per se. I think it's the writing more so than anything.
Because I'm telling you, if they put her in a Marvel movie, she's gonna make that whoever she is, she's gonna explode that character. I'm telling you now.
I can see that.
She's gonna explode that character.
Yeah, I heard she's good in Queen's Gambit. I never seen it, but I heard she's good in that.
Queen's Gambit was weird. I didn't like her role in that.
I could see her popping up in the Okoye film, being part of Don Elijah. So I can see that.
Yeah, with her attitude and spunk and the way she could do that parkour shit. Yeah,
bro.
Marvel,
no more parkour shit, bro.
You know, I actually want to see the parkour. I think she's a little boring without it now.
Look, she want to see her flipping around, hopping off walls.
At least she had character.
I mean, it is accurate canon wise with the Force that she's able to do that. So it's not. It was just. But wait, it was the amount.
and it was the fact that she hit a backflip to go forward. That's the part that gets me off.
What's wrong with that? Luke do it.
We're right, but I feel like
no. Look only do front flips.
But it like I said on the show, it was like the Michael. It was the Michael Bay of like, you know, of that flips. It was just doing it way too much.
It was like a little bit. He was like extra sauce on that, please.
Like, to me, honestly, what made it go downhill instantly was that dive she did when she did that Batman stare across the city with that knee out, and then when she did this, I said I'm finished. As soon as she went like that, I said, and I'm out. I said this about to be bad.
I loved every bit of that, man.
Of course you did. I bet you like okay.
Another one we haven't talked about much in this episode. The rebel who's helping him, the emperor, the Empire.
The girl, the lady, yeah, she did good.
Yeah. What do you think about her, Josh, and her helping Obi-Wan? How she had to take out a guard and things she was doing to distract the Empire and stuff like that. Hey,
I have to commend them on their espionage. Got people in high places, right? Yeah. You had dude on the fake Jedi, essentially sending people to her way,
right?
Mm-hmm. And she came in at the right time and at the right level of authority that she's able to do that. So I thought that was very, very clever on her part and the whole, you know, her entire organization as well. So I'm just curious to see what other rebels, if you will or people on the path. I just want like people like Quinlan Voss. I'm just curious about this this community of the underground railroad in the galaxy far, far away.
And man, let me get you in there, bro. How you felt about her? How she was on this episode and helping Obi-Wan and stuff like that.
I think she was she did really well at her job at espionage. She's proven herself and her value time and time again.
Yeah, she has good work. She has good work.
Yeah, she has good work ethic. She has good contacts. She has good connections. And like Josh was saying, she entered in at the right time with the right credentials to where she can. What you mean? I'm walking through this damn gate. Yeah, I mean, so like, what do you mean? Check my. You know who I am? Like,
right.
She was able to utilize all that, and she was in the prime position at the prime time, at the prime, like I said, credentials and everything. She was set, and I think that she utilized that well in the writing, and her acting made that believable. She even at times made it seem like, what shit is this going? Are you scanning it? This shit gonna work? She reminded me of like that time when you get your card and you at the store and you swiping that shit, and you like, you know what I'm saying? And you like, and then when you hear, you good. Oh, okay, so I was my card, and you go ahead and do your thing. She portrayed that, and she animated that, and really acted that quite well. I thought that was dope that they had her show that she was confident at times, but she still made things happen, and that to me is what I think the show is about, results, and I think she provided those.
Absolutely. And by the way, just to add on to Main's point real quick, it did remind me of Leia a little bit. So I wonder if she is the one who tutors or mentors Leia to teach her some savviness, so she learns about the Senate and government from her dad. She learns about other things from people like Taylor. So I think it's going to be well rounded. The same way Luke had his own mentors in his life, we got to see Leia's mentors that led her to New Hope.
I'm just astonished that y'all letting her slide, but y'all was going on my peoples about their parkour when Shorty was over here whispering loud as hell and nobody heard that? You telling me all them people sitting in that quiet ass room ain't hear her talking to Obi?
No, they did. They looked over they looked over at her and was like, they saw her.
Nobody was saying
no, but what they should have heard was when she beat my man up, he was sitting right there, the other one.
Right.
The
other dude was sitting right there and she fucking this dude up. That was my problem. That was my problem with her. Another thing I had a problem with was she did good, right? But when she got by that guy, she was like kind of worried at first before she started checking him with a little bit of authority. When you impersonating the Empire, you're supposed to be straight cutthroat from the gate. Because they all cutthroat. They're all cutthroat. So from the gate, you're supposed to be like, man, don't be asking me no questions, dog.
Right. You got a goddamn card, let me through.
Right, yeah. You want me to take these shades off, or you want me to be Vader? Yeah, move out my way.
If I take this bun down, I'm whooping your ass.
I'm whooping your ass,
you know what I'm saying?
And I'm taking that coat because it looked better than mine. Let me get that.
Chloe, any thoughts on her, on Taylor, the imposter Empire?
Yeah, so it gave me context to her maternal instincts being absolutely non-existent, especially when she let Leia go. Like, it makes sense now, because before I was like, why would you let a little girl go? It's because she spent all her time learning espionage, and you could tell she hasn't been around children, and she ain't like a little 7, 8 or supposedly 10-year-old should not just be going off on their own when Darth Vader is around. Like, it makes so much sense now. Like, she spent all her time training. So, yeah, that's what I got out of her.
She's a modern woman, yeah.
I actually look at E with the meal, but anyway, I actually love. Where did it come from, bro? You been having meal slide into you with a camera.
Right. It's some faux.
In my mind, dog, he got like a sushi conveyor belt, just all kinds, just running off camera. He just grabs shit, chips. Oreos and shit, just moving into the camera. You don't even see that shit. It's just a continuous.
Right, you don't even see the shit.
Where the hell you get Tic Tacs from, E?
Ease.
This nigga have no food like 5 minutes ago. Now you gotta go.
Right. Now you got a whole fun meal. Like, bruh. Come on, man. Damn.
I'm trying to be smooth with it.
Right. I liked her though. I like her a lot, actually. I'm sorry, I like her better than Reva. Like, I like her. I think she's. I don't know. I like her part. I think she's. Remember, she played Ilaria Sand in Game of Thrones, so I think she's a good actress, bro.
That's where I remember her from. Okay, she looked real familiar. Okay.
Yeah, she's the mother of the Sand Snakes.
Dorn.
There we go.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing. I don't want to hear nothing when
else, though?
I don't remember nothing else.
She was in Luther. She was Luther's wife.
Okay. There we go. Okay. I remember.
I don't want to hear nothing though.
Ex-wife.
I don't want to hear nothing when Reva out-acts her and kills her ass either. I don't want to shit.
I'm just saying. So far.
Listen, we rooting for Reva, but so far
We are.
It's just sad. I'm rooting for O'Shea too, so I'm hoping he come back.
O'Shea lost me.
He gonna come back. I think that his role will get better, hopefully. And so
O'Shea, run me my fade unless you're gonna turn into a Jedi and we don't know. Other than that, run me my fade, O'Shea.
I kind of feel like y'all getting on O'Shea, but as soon as Daddy get on the scene, y'all gonna love O'Shea because you know Ice Cube, we love Ice Cube, but he one dimensional. He could be like, yeah, I let the Jedi go. So
right, but
he gonna be like Samuel L. Jackson.
Right. Which way did it go? I don't even know.
Wait, so is Ice Cube gonna be in this or no?
He's in the credits. Man. I think he's in the credits.
Yeah.
Is he?
He's in the IMDb, so we gonna see him.
Oh, that'd be crazy,
shit.
bro.
That'd be crazy.
Maybe his dad will give him some swag.
Maybe his dad is his dad on the show.
Hey, that would be hella meta. I would love that.
Maybe his dad.
This makes so much sense, especially since Tyler Perry was in the Star Trek movies.
It was.
It makes sense that Ice Cube would be in the Star Wars shows. Okay. Yeah.
Tyler Perry was high ranking in the Star Trek movies too, actually.
He was.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Looking back.
So we do see that she creates a distraction, so Reva comes away to interrogate her now, and then we see Obi-Wan light up the lightsaber to go in there and save Leia. Kind of like a dark scene, where the lightsabers, the only light you get, killing the stormtroopers and stuff like that. And what do you think about that, Josh? That whole part.
Right.
That shit is fire. I need one.
Yeah, that was a great scene. That was a great scene. I'm sure E definitely could relate because it is what we've been waiting for from Obi-Wan. So again, I didn't expect him to do that right away. It was always going to be like training camp, right? Like riding a bike. After a while, you just got to get used to it. Kind of like swimming. You just kind of get better and better over time. And throughout this episode, he's just getting better and better with the Force abilities, specifically the lightsaber. So I appreciate that because if he would have had like a Mary Sue moment, even if it's Obi-Wan, but you've been cut off from the Force for over a decade, you buried your lightsaber in the desert, never to use it again. So I'm not expecting you to be Obi-Wan from Revenge of the Sith. So I like the progression and his ability to use the elements as a Jedi would against inferior beings.
Hey, man, what do you think about that whole scene when he finally saved Leia there?
Much like what Josh said, as far as like to me, this was me seeing Kenobi get into that griminess a little bit. He's playing to the shadows, and he's just jumping out and ambushing. He understands he's outnumbered, and using his atmosphere, his environment, like he was saying, to his advantage. And I like that. Right. It was more like we were seeing like some wet work, kind of, you know what I mean? And I enjoyed the hell out of that. And I thought that was a really good scene. And then on top of that, you got the neon glow in the background. So we just the atmosphere was set like perfectly as my man just eats that pho. I hope it's good. You bastard. So it just that scene, I like that. I really like seeing characters portray different sides of themselves that we wouldn't normally see. And so I liked seeing Kenobi dial that in and speak in a way to say, okay, listen, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And I thought it was, you know what I'm saying? But I liked it. I thought it was cool, man. I thought it was cool.
He became R. Kelly for a
right.
No, we do this.
You almost choked. Shit.
I was wondering what's going on with you.
When you said that shit, I was like, oh.
Oh Lord.
Chloe, any thoughts on that scene where he saved Leia, took out the troopers there?
I mean, finally I could see what he could do a little bit. So that was kind of cool. I think that was probably the best. Well, for a person who has no idea who Obi-Wan Kenobi is, right?
Right.
And from hearing things about him, especially what you guys are saying, And then to actually see a little bit of his force powers. So like even when he was we'll get to that part, but it was like little doses of what he could do, like little snippets. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like I was waiting for him to fight this whole time because he's just been a hermit, just waiting and chilling, preserving the force. And now he's like letting a little bit out at a time. So that was pretty
Josh, y'all need to watch the prequels. You were close. She can get more Obi-Wan.
I kind of want to watch them after I'm done watching this stuff because I don't want it to.
He cut up on the prequels.
By the way, though, I forgot who was it said this, but my man Kenobi, he seemed like he could use a blaster to me. I don't know if somebody said he was working.
And he looked like John Wick with the blaster.
Yeah,
he do look like John Wick with the blaster.
I don't know who said he ain't really a good shooter, but
no, he had to get better.
Remember, he was shooting at the dinosaur.
Dinosaur, the first episode.
And he missed that motherfucker plenty of times.
And then he started using the force to aim, and he was like a sniper.
Oh, he got that force aim. That's cheating like a mug.
Yeah, that's cheat. That's what's that shit? Aimbot. That's aimbot
right. That's exactly what that force aim is.
No. I can't say that because the same way that people who are force sensitive, who aren't aware of it, but they're still using it to be like prolific.
Yeah,
that's to me, that's not cheating either. So just because you're aware of it and you use it, to me, that's not cheating. That's just using the force.
It's like being 7 foot tall and being able to dunk.
Like, there's no way if I was a stormtrooper and they say, "Yo, there goes the Jedi," I'm running towards him. I'm not. I'm going the opposite way. I'm gonna let y'all all die, and I'm gonna act like I did my best. If I even say I was Lord there.
E. Right. So at the same time, right? So just I know we're getting off topic, but just for a second. So like, does that mean that in a way, these people who are shooting at Kenobi, let's say anytime, they may be good shooters like automatically because they're trained by shooters and everything like the marksman. But at the same time, that man Kenobi can flip the switch and outperform them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's number one. And what everyone else brought up before, we know that they can hit the side of a barn.
Okay. That's unspoken.
It's just been pimping with the story.
That's unspoken. They got terrible trainers. I don't know how that works, but
I don't know how that works either. Yo. I guess they put.
I don't think they get trained. They just give them a gun. Say,
Here goes armor. Here goes a gun.
Right.
Go to Outpost B-22. Go on.
Yeah, I really do. I also think so.
Do they get paid for being stormtroopers?
Yeah,
they probably
like
do.
The Army.
They get credits.
Yeah,
they get
credits.
They do? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought that was interesting.
So after that, though, the scene you talked about earlier when he was with the water and the blast hits the glass, he's holding it there, and then he's knocking off the other blasts and stuff like that. Water comes, he gets out right in time. How you think about that scene?
Loved it. That's if all y'all know me, that's the E scene right there. Anytime shit go down like that, that's the E scene. First of all, I loved how he started really fucking them stormtroopers up with that motherfucking saber. That top notch Jedi work. When the glass cracked and he used it and pushed all the water in there, but if you notice, he still made it out dry. So the force, this is where I get feeling like he's not that rusty as y'all try to say he is. Because anybody else would have drowned down there.
Well, he got burnt though. Remember, he was like he didn't get burnt. The force got a bubble around him.
Yeah, he did get burnt. Yeah,
because he wasn't tapping into it yet. And
that's the first thing I said when I watched the episode. I was like, oh, he got to go to the back. He got burnt up a little bit. He went in the back of the tank. I was like, they're gonna kill me about that.
That force bubble was like, look, bro. I can save you from bullets shooting down on you, but I ain't mess with this flame, dog.
No flame, right?
I'll cover you, but I ain't gonna protect you from that, man.
You can stop a laser at full speed, but you can't stop no flame.
Hell no.
I think he couldn't stop it because his brain. Remember, it was psychological warfare. Like he wasn't in his right mind, so he just kind of. And then I feel like he kind of wanted to take the pain because he felt bad.
I agree, Chloe.
Kind of wanted to take the pain.
He felt guilty. I
don't want to hear that. How you feel guilty and you told him it's the high ground? You got the high ground. There's nothing guilty no more.
He loved them, bro.
It's not that though. It's not that. It's not the fact that he didn't listen to him. It's the fact that that had to happen. It happened. That's the part that messes with him, is that his star pupil, somebody he loved and trained and had so much admiration for, and he was supposed to be this great symbol of hope. That transpired, and it was on his watch.
Right.
That's
All right, now let's play real life with it a little bit.
Okay.
Like if that was us, you're telling me after you fight Darth Vader, you know, before he came Vader and all that stuff, and you chopped him up into pieces, you're thinking about the good times you had. You're not thinking. See, me in my mind, I'd be thinking about, I hate you, and his eyes changing colors, and then now you telling me this nigga's
because
alive.
He blames himself for why he turned bad.
And he killed him. Didn't he kill him?
By the way, the Emperor, he struck when Anakin was vulnerable and alone. And he had to be alone because he was General Kenobi. So yes, he does feel slightly guilty.
Right.
And of course, you're not going to let someone strike you down with a lightsaber doing an arrogant move like that. Right. You have to defend yourself.
Right.
And he knew that Anakin was coming for blood.
Yeah.
And he's still coming for blood.
He's also aware that Palpatine corrupted him. Correct. So now they have that understanding. Him and Yoda have that understanding in the Force. So they don't blame him.
So it's like kind of like saying, you know, somebody with a sickness or some kind of disease, and you know that it's just driving their actions, but you still want to be ruthless to them. You still want to be a certain kind of way, knowing that they're being influenced by outside factors that not even.
Hell yeah! First of all, you killed Mace Windu. I ain't seen a Black Jedi since.
Well,
you damn right I'm on your ass.
First of all, his ass, though. If you think about it, even when he got old, Obi-Wan, he didn't really hate him. You know what I mean? Like he still believed that he was the chosen one and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like when they had their encounter in A New Hope, stuff like that. So he never actually got hate for Vader or Anakin.
Exactly. In fact, he said Anakin died, which is true.
Right.
And A New Hope. So I think that continuity plays.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. But where we at? Oh yeah, the water scene. Chloe, how you feel about the water scene there?
I'm a Pisces. I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Enough said.
Enough said, right? So I love water. If you don't know anything about Pisces, and that honestly was the best part of the scene. Well, second best part, because first best part. The first part I enjoyed was when he was swimming to get to the whatever the base. And then you see all the little sea creatures that were creepy looking, and that's like one of my biggest fears. So it's kind of cool to see. And then they had that little starfish thing sticking to the wall with the teeth, and I like seeing the aquatic animals. And it was kind of interesting to me because I never thought that there was like water in Star Wars. Because most of the planets are like dry and sandy.
And some are the complete opposite, like I'm
about to say some are all water, right?
Yeah, and I've never seen that before, so that was kind of cool for me to see.
Another reason to see the prequels, right, Mike?
And sequels where Kylo was on top of the thing with the water, him and Rey.
Yeah.
Right.
That entire planet's covered in water, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Or moon.
Some of them are jungles with lush and swamps and monsters. It's crazy.
And cold ice. Like Mars everything. Or Tatooine.
Yep, it's everything.
So that was cool. And then the part when they were in the cracked tunnel, that was kind of cool to see how strong it was. I feel like that was kind of like the rebirth of his self again. Like he regained his motivation to like get things done, and he tapped back into, I guess, the person he used to be. I think that was kind of the symbolism in that theme in that scene, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay, May, we thought about the water scene.
So I'm a Cancer, so you know, I like water. Enough said. But also, I love that scene too with the water and everything. I thought that it was really dope how they kind of, in a way, they kind of use force science to kind of like, in my mind, I'm like, now there's two ways it's gonna go. He can just open it and then everybody just gets hit, or he can direct it backwards, right? Using force science. So that's what they did, right? That was one thing I thought was dope. One thing that I thought was dumb was them troopers still was trying to get his ass. I would have been like, I'm getting the hell up out of here right now.
Ain't that much reward?
What? But
then
somebody still trying to.
They're gonna get killed if they go back because Darth Vader don't play that. Remember he said that to Reva?
And what happened?
It's either you die or you get the job done. And it's only two options. Ain't no run because we're gonna find you. You're done. You're dead either way. You might as well just get the job.
And they ended up in a damn man-made fish tank.
We gonna find
you.
You are so dumb. You are
really for real.
For real.
For real.
Play that again. Play that.
Yo.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Right.
So that was one thing. I thought that was dope that he was able to do that. Also, like he said, he was Kenobi was still dry, and that water was damn near like right next
right
to
on
his
right on his.
His
why I feel
coat should have been at least damp, but whatever.
And that's why I feel some type of way about the Flames. He got wet. He ain't get wet, but he got burnt, huh?
Yeah, he got burnt.
But, you know, I thought it was cool how they played that scene. Now I thought that the glass splintering was dope. The effects of that was dope. The sound effects, the sound design was dope. They really did a good job on that whole entire scene with the fighting leading up to that and everything. It was super dope. I like how close quarters everything was too. I'm a big fan of like zoomed in close claustrophobic shots, and I thought that was dope. And to what Chloe was saying too, it was good to see Kenobi get to a point to where these pieces of himself that either he knew existed or probably weren't aware of, they're now starting to come back together to form this Kenobi that's no longer splintered and fractured. So I think that it's really good to see him start to become more aware of himself and regain his confidence and his know-how through these basically putting himself in these situations to do so.
Right.
Yeah. Josh said there. And Josh, you let Josh about the water scene?
Not yet. Well, speaking as an Aquarian, bearing water in this galaxy and the one far, far away.
Everybody giving their signs now to show.
Well, that's the
you
case.
next, right? And then for me, it was all about the lightsaber blaster deflection for kill shots, right, or takedown shots, and using the Force instinctively to doing impressive things, right? That's the main sign of a Jedi Master or a Sith Lord or someone who's very proficient in their Force abilities. This was vintage Obi-Wan for me. And again, to bring it all together, the previous episode, he was getting kissed by fire. This one, he was being blessed by water. So I thought that was great imagery.
I mean, all right, I agree with the kiss by fire, but you can't be blessed by water unless it touches you.
So maybe if we're saying that, then that means he's next going to be kissed by a rose on the grave.
Oh,
I think that's next. Just saying.
Matter of fact, everyone check out that video of me playing it on piano. Josh Waring.
Oh, you played that?
Piano. Oh yeah.
I've been
best Batman song by far. But anyway,
you got that Star Wars video on the channel, Josh?
I do. By
do?
the way, I'm learning some Star Wars and some Stranger Things tunes. So those are gonna be coming to the YouTube channel.
Ooh, there is so much a Sith can tell you, so much he can say.
Woo. Come on,
at the end, we see this was crazy to me, but they put on this the jackets and they got Layla under the jacket and they're going through the whole
that looked so dumb, yo.
Yeah, the whole Sith army.
Yeah, that reminded me of Austin Powers.
With the alarm going off.
It reminded me of E.T.
And nobody recognizes them at all, stuff like that. And that kind of bothered me a lot. But then when they try to get away, we see Reva pops up. You know, she got a tracker on them apparently that we didn't know about, and she pops up with the stormtroopers, and then they get saved by some of those other rebels, I guess. And then one, I guess, sacrifices himself to save them and gets away. And then at the end there. So let me ask you, E, how you felt about the whole part there, bro?
Oh man, well, since we were doing signs and stuff, this is where my sign comes in. I'm a Gemini and we're an air sign, so the jets flying in to save the day to come in and shoot shit up.
Word.
Right on time, man. Right on time.
And it's Gemini season. Happy belated birthday, good brother.
Thank you, good brother. Thank you. I appreciate y'all, all of y'all, because all three of y'all, wish me. Plus, Dave, shout out to you.
Me too. Happy belated birthday.
Shout out to you too. But yeah, the air signs came and saved the day. Somebody had to sacrifice themselves, of course, but they did it. And Reva is badass. She stood there and still looking around and having conversation. The girl's a beast, man. You gotta give her props.
Chloe, how you felt about them getting away there? What you thought about this?
It was a little rascals esque to me.
Jeez.
They went to the bank to get the loan.
Right.
Then I was like, she need a spanking. She's sticking her head out, looking like, why are you peeking, girl? Just go. Because I swear when she stuck her head out, somebody else going to see her.
All right.
It was very unrealistic to me.
Me
but
too.
it's a Disney show.
Hold on, guys. Big Mike, I can get it from Chloe. I understand it, but Big Mike, we all know in the galaxy far, far away,
Nothing's unrealistic. Right.
Part of the theme in the genre is to be a little bit corny. That's the point. And we all know wholeheartedly that 90% of anyone in the Empire or the Stormtroopers, they're incredibly incompetent.
You know what, Josh?
Not only that, he's right, but they got a blind spot on that helmet when I think Finn is the one that showed us that, right?
Exactly.
That they can't even see like that for real.
And it's only aesthetically for the peripheral reason to look like Vader. That's it. That's your master.
That's
right?
it. Yep.
Listen, I'm gonna say a trench coat is the greatest disguise in movie history. So I'm gonna let it slide because of that. Because everybody gets away with trench coats. I mean, you couldn't. People didn't know that with Raphael in a trench coat. He's a 6-foot turtle.
Yo,
so, you know what? So I was like, you know what? Trench coats. Everybody hides trench coats.
The largest calves in the world.
Right.
You couldn't see them damn things sticking out.
He had a trench coat on, bro.
Nah, man. Nah.
So you saying we about to have an Avatar trench coat and Pandora at the next?
Right. Where did he go?
Bro.
I can't see a thing. Where is he? He's standing right there with a newspaper. Come on, man. Come on. I don't know, man. Me personally, man, I saw that and that was some Mr. Magoo stuff to me, man. Like,
and I get it, but at the same time, if we're going to be realistic, because we want to be realistic, and that's fair, right?
Yeah.
If we're thinking about things like brain games, if you're focused on something else and a gorilla walks through in the middle and you don't see it, that's part of it. Part of it is your attention. If you're not looking for it, we have the dramatic irony, so we know exactly what's going on, so it sticks out like a sore thumb. In fact, that's our focus and framed by the filmmakers, right, or the TV show makers, the content makers. However, for them, all their worrying about, exactly. Everyone's worrying about, I don't want to F up because Darth Vader will literally kill me.
Okay.
So you're not even worried about that. You're too scared to be competent, which is the point. You create an environment for people to be like cutthroat, but not everyone can cut it. Most of the stormtroopers can't cut it. Everyone who ascends in the Empire, they're all smart and ruthless, which is why they're in the Inquisitory squad. But everyone else is totally replaceable, which is why we don't even know most of the stormtroopers' names. We just hear their voices, who are the cameos, but they're going to die. They're target practice.
Speaking of target practice, man, how you felt about the them coming in with saving them with the shootout stuff like that?
I thought it was honestly they threw me off a little because the way that they shot it, I honestly thought they flew ahead to shoot them. And I was like, well, damn, they got enough room to keep going forward? Because I thought that they went straight forward, like straight at them. I didn't know if they turned out or whatnot.
Right.
I thought that was interesting, but the choreography was dope. Seeing Reva do her thing, the deflection and everything, and trying to act as if she was pressed and she had to get to them as soon as possible. It was well done, well choreographed, and like Josh was saying, I get it now. We all wanted them to everybody else to see them sticking out like a sore thumb. But I mean, I get that now. Now that you mention it, now that you talked about that, I understand. But in the words of my wife, but still. But I think that it was well done. Casualties of war. Sometimes we got to have those. I thought that it was unfortunate that somebody didn't make it back, but kind of what we'll allude to later. When you get into these kind of things, you become a soldier, and things happen. And it was well choreographed and well shot, and I thought that it was really smart, which we'll talk about in a little bit, what Reva did to secure her spot, so to speak.
Yeah, let's talk about that now. So she, so Vader rolls up on her and puts her in the Force.
He rolls up,
choke and got her up in there. Basically he done with her, as Chloe said, tired of her failures. So but she tells him to put a tracker on that, And he's like, all right, well, better be there, stuff like that. So, Chloe, how you felt about that
Nah,
whole
that
scene,
way.
man?
Ho. He said I underestimated you, so he had to apologize in front of everybody, which he did.
Okay,
Hmm.
Chloe, how you felt about the whole scene?
I saw that coming because they kept showing the little droid thing that's worth nothing. Doesn't
Hmm.
even
Right.
have like a tracker on it for her parents, which I think is stupid. And it doesn't even have a camera. Like if that was my kid and she's a princess and that's her toy, I have all types of tracking devices in there and cameras, and I guess it wouldn't make for a good series, but the girl would be safe. But anyway, I saw that coming, and it kind of was interesting how Reva was about to, and this is going back a little bit when she's about to torture her,
Hmm.
because that was I've never seen that torture device. That was
Mm.
interesting. I kind of wanted her to turn it on to see what it did, but
Yeah.
It's gonna turn. I thought it was gonna turn her into that Amber. It wasn't.
oh,
I honestly thought it was gonna take her eyes out.
Me too.
That was just going
Yeah,
to just go,
something like that.
wow.
Or to to penetrate the brain and make you lose your memory or take your memories.
Oh,
Whatever
lobotomy.
technology they got in the galaxy far, far away.
yes.
Mm.
I'm trying, and I wonder if Reva was in that machine before.
Oh, that
Wow.
that makes sense.
Then it might
Josh, how you felt about Vader seeing this in this episode?
Again, I thought it was great because Vader, Anakin, both are shoot first, ask questions later. So I thought this was totally accurate to the character, to the core. So I love that. And then once the underling proved themselves, okay, you have my respect now above everyone.
Yup.
So,
Above everybody else's.
and to me, it just reiterates the corporate structure of the evil empire. This is what is required. Even if you lose, you still track them at the
Hmm.
very minimum. So it's just going the extra mile, covering your bases. So I thought that was executed very well by Reva. She got to get a little bit more credit. Just
Shout
just
out to Reva.
just
Right.
just a little bit, like a Salt Bay's worth. Just a little bit more,
Salt Bay, that's
especially
hilarious.
Now,
just
Salt Bay was for the parkour. What she did right there was genius.
oh, putting on the hot sauce on that one. Okay.
All right, E, how you felt about Vader popping up in that scene, then, bro?
Oh man, first, I loved it. I loved it, especially when I saw the hand choker. I'm like, oh, here she go getting choked out by somebody else. But like again, I love when he is so badass that he can apologize and think nothing of it. He don't get mad and be like, oh, bitch, you put a tracker on here and try to embarrass me and make me think you ain't do nothing. And I'm yelling at you in front of everybody, choking you in front of everybody. Nah, he put it right down. Shit, I stand corrected. You a bad motherfucker. Okay. Now the rest of you motherfuckers is on the list. I like it. I like it, man. That's straight up G. I'm gonna say something about them parents that Chloe keep talking about. Those aren't her real parents, so why would they be doing all that?
because they are her adopted parents, which probably love their kids more than the actual parents do.
Do they? You
They
seen how
chose
she
to
was
have
living?
her. Didn't they choose to have her?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
It's
if
like,
they
oh, I
chose to
picked
have her
you.
or he gave him to her. He gave her to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember for real. For real.
I'm just
See,
saying,
Obi,
if you're an adopted parent, and I made this point last week, if
No,
you're
no,
an
he
adopted,
chose it. He said I'll take Leia because my wife always wanted a girl.
yeah, if
When
you
it,
choosing to have
yeah.
a kid and you know the kid's backstory, and it's more of a I guess an investment because it's like you have an opportunity to think about it. A lot of people just be having kids by accident, so there's a different level of responsibility, I guess I would say, but they
All
not
right,
making
hey,
it
hey,
fair.
Maine, buddy, I know you gotta go. So, how you felt about the Vader scene? And you can rate the episode for me before you get out of here, bro.
You know what, man? I thought that Vader scene was dope. I really, it really showed a lot about Anakin or Vader, and the fact that, like Josh was saying, either Josh or someone was saying that he shoots first, asks questions later. But in his mind, if you shoot, you'll get your answers. You know what I mean? So I think that I like that approach, and the fact that Reva, yes, in his eyes, for a little while, she failed him, but I thought that it was clever of her to say, why give you one fish when I can lead you to the school? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
right.
And so I thought that was really smart too. And by that logic, Vader was like, okay, so not only are you going to give me Kenobi, now you're about to give me the resources and all the other info to the network that I'm looking for. Okay, I'll put you down, dust off your jacket, make you good. You need something to drink? Okay, all right. You other motherfuckers, take note. And then, you know what I mean? And then walked up out of there. I thought that was dope. She's redeeming herself, and she's actually not she's redeeming and moving up at the same time. So she has a setback, but then when she has a setback, she finds a way to exceed that even more and propel herself even further. So I think that that's really, really well done that they have as far as the scripting and the writing and the dynamic between the two. She's struggling for power. She wants what she feels she's rightly owed and due. And then you have Vader, who's really could care less who she is, but understands that he admires her drive and her hunger. And so he's like, okay, well, I'll reward you. And if you continue to do this and you continue to do well, I'll reward you even greater. Fine. You said you had a setback, but I like the way you took care of it. You way you handled it and redeemed yourself. Good. And I like that. Even the Sith, they appreciate due diligence and they appreciate work ethic. So that showed quite well. And I like that. And real talk, real quick. I love the heel turn on the droid. You guys will get to that later. But I love the heel turn. Thought that was dope. As far as the tracker and everything. But as far as this show, I think that I'll rate it I rated a 9, actually. This was, regardless of all the other stuff that was going on, I really thought that this was a really fun episode. It was really had a lot of excitement and a lot of plot devices and a lot of narratives being intertwined and tied up and expanded upon other areas. So I think that for me, this was a 9. And I enjoyed it a lot. I really did.
Okay. All right, well, thanks, man. I know you gotta get to your stream, buddy. Appreciate it as always. I'll see you Tuesday, 7:30. We talk about the boys.
Oh, I can't
appreciate you.
Yo, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right, brother, man. Say what up to
Kanye. I will. I will chill y'all. Peace, everybody.
You look close, man. You look real close, man.
Bring me some fun too, goddamn
it. and Josh, and I will say, I don't know if it's because of what Reva's doing now or later, but they had to find a network eventually because by the time we get to New Hope, it's like the Jedi's been, didn't even exist. People don't even remember Jedi by the time we get to New Hope. So at some point, they must have found a network and got rid of the Jedi. So maybe what she's doing, is working.
Maybe she is the one that got help, like really made that power move.
Could be because
wow. This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, because Jedi is like an ancient cult by the time you have a new hope, honestly. So, and he was talking about to the end of the episode. They go back to the base where your boy O'Shea is at, and he let him know that they lost Wade, this other pilot, and stuff like that. And then Tyler says, "You guys are really soldiers now," stuff like that. So, at that particular time, and it's towards the end there, right? So, Josh, how you felt about them at that point?
I thought it was great because it showed the stakes. And of course, I'm sure O'Shea's character was in mourning for his significant other. But I think this will be the catalyst to spark his comeback as a soldier, which I'm wearing the army fatigue. Because again, this entire episode reminded me of assembling the troops, getting some troops on the ground and different, planets in the galaxy, different systems. So you can have a coordinated attack against the Empire.
Okay. So you think thoughts on the last scene?
Yeah. The last scene. I thought it was. When they come back. I was like, okay, it's just the what is it? The bookend. Yeah. And it wasn't that like spectacular.
That robot, right?
I agree.
Wasn't the robot blinking?
Yeah, because the
robot was blinking. Oh yeah, with the red instead of the blue.
So. Yeah,
because it's got the tracker on there. Yeah. Do y'all think because when you talk about hating ass fifth brother and shit like that in the episode, and he had a couple scenes. So you think him and Reva gonna have it out before it's over? Or
I hope so. I hope that's a good battle too. I hope them motherfuckers fight and she parkour his ass. I hope so. She fuck rating up, it's a wrap.
Because he definitely don't like her at all, and she don't like
him.
So.
And she don't like him, right?
Yeah.
I wonder why they don't like each other though.
I mean, she stabbed the other joint, the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Right. And yo, you know what's crazy about that? How are they gonna do that? I'm still trying to figure out what surprise they have for us with that.
Because he's probably not dead.
He's definitely not dead.
He's definitely not dead because he runs into that man later. So it's like,
yeah. That's weird. All right, well, how would you guys rate the episode for me? E, what you give it this episode?
For Jedi action, Darth Vader force choke,
Okay.
Reva doing her thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a. Oh, don't forget the bodies in the amber. I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay, and I like the breakdown. Nice. All right, Josh.
I definitely give it a solid 8. It wasn't a 9 for me. And of course, even though I don't mind the time, I know some people mind the duration. I'm not going to name any names. I know some people ain't killing that, and I understand why, because you want more of it, which is good. Right. But you can't shoot your entire wad in a season, especially if there might be a second season. So we gotta allow them to do their Netflix thing, where they're growing. Disney Plus is growing, right? So just how Netflix with their own content, some things might last 4 seasons, 5 seasons that disappoints people. So they're just really trying to pace the entire story. So I appreciate this is a filler episode, just like an album, right? E, not every track on the album can be a single.
Be right. Like shout out to Future, man. Future, man, you got like what 20-something songs or 16 songs. I feel like at least 7 to 8 of them things is bangers.
Chloe, how you feel about the episode? I'm sorry. What would you rate it? I apologize.
Rating it, I would say like an 8. Like all the other ones before were higher rated for me. I'm one of those people who wanted a longer episode. I feel like they kind of rushed it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like we got to the action pretty quick, but I'd rather them do that than put like little silly filler stuff in there. But I wanted more content, like more dialogue. Maybe there was a lot of fighting, a lot of silence.
Loved it.
It was good, but I wanted something more compared to the other episodes.
So and I'm agree with Chloe wholeheartedly. I wanted more. It was a little too short for me, and it was not the best episode. I think the other ones were better. I'm not saying it was horrible, but it was the worst one for me so far this season. So I'm gonna.
And how many total this season, Mike?
It's been 4.
No, 4. I mean like what's the entire runtime? Like how many episodes do you know?
Oh, 6. 2 more left. Yeah, 2 more left. So yes, a lot happening right now these next few.
So to me, that screams second season.
Mm-hmm.
Or they might pivot into a film. I don't know it.
Or pivot to the Reva series. Who knows? You know
that too. So
Reva, do your thing, girl.
I ain't watching that. No, I'm watching because I gotta watch it. I'll be lying, but I'm gonna go with a solid 7 on the episode though. Like it was okay for me. Wasn't great, but wasn't like horrible because they have good Jedi action, like he said, stuff like that. So I love when they're blocking the
lightsaber deflector, the blaster. Absolutely,
yeah. That's one of the best things ever. So I would say that. So yeah. So thank you guys for coming on. We'll be back next Sunday. I'll be back at regular time, 12:30. I don't know if you guys, Chloe and Josh, you guys watching Ms. Marvel yet or no?
We're gonna watch it today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if you got the free Thursday night, we're gonna be doing the Ms. Marvel show all at 7:30. Already got Dave, set up for that. And appreciate it though. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again, E. Thanks, Chloe, for popping on, sick and all. Gotta give you props for that.
Right.
Hope you feel better. Soldier. Of course. Stuff like that. And everybody else, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week for this show.
And may the force be with you.
Shaboy!